Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once? I am one of those melodramatic fools, neurotic to the bone, no doubt about it.
Welcome to the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast number 56. 56 podcasts. And
Big time.
Losing my voice. All right. We've had a huge show today. Huge show. And we're going to get right to it. But first we have to do Yahoo of the Week. And I really hate doing this one, Bill.
Uh-oh.
Because it's you.
What'd I do?
You were late.
I was.
We had a big meeting today. And then
Huge.
we took a tour of the Mitzpah Tower project. Bill set this up, and you were late.
I was late.
I was early. You were late. I had to make uncomfortable small talk for a little while.
You're not good at that.
I will say Tom's a very, very nice guy.
Yes.
Very nice guy.
And our
friend Marty Masterpole.
Our county comptroller.
Yeah, he was there.
Yep, I got stuck in I got a little wrapped up in the traffic.
Did you see the movie The Irishman?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So when Pacino meets with the union guy, Jimmy Hoffa.
Yep.
Do you remember that meeting when they were in they were down south? No, Pacino is Hoffa. He meets with Stephen Wright. Whoever he meets a union guy in Florida. Remember that meeting?
Yes.
Okay. You're late.
Yep.
You remember that whole thing? You're late.
You're late.
10 minutes. No, I got to figure 15. No, 10 minutes.
I was late.
And it was traffic. Yeah, I account for traffic.
And then I tried to find a parking spot, somewhat close to where we were at.
That was right out front. Took me 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I was early.
I was down the street a little.
You were late. All right, we have a guest to get to, and we've been keeping him waiting. We're keeping
He's
a
kind of
county
important
executive.
too.
We're keeping a county executive waiting like it's no big deal. Look at him. They got a nice office too. All right, Ryan McMahon is here, and Ryan, everybody wants to know what's going on with Micron. The headline was 2 to 3 years before it gets built, and blah blah blah. So what's going on?
Yeah, Jim, thanks for having me, by the way. And Tom Serio is a wonderful person and easy guy to make small talk with.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think the best way to think about it is the draft environmental impact statement had a schedule. And the schedule, I think, was construction 25, being complete in 28, and then second fab, construction starts right pretty much when you're done and complete in 2030 or 31. Internally, the company, between the draft environmental impact statement and the final environmental impact statement, said, well, look, we believe that there is liability if we don't adjust the schedule because construction-wise, we're not doing them in 2 years. We're just not building them. It's not going to it's just that you can't build these in 2 years.
Okay.
And so we said, well, we don't even think you need to change it because it's not about when it ends. It's when it starts.
Right.
The start date didn't change. And so we did not, even as the lead agency, even feel it was necessary to make that change because they can finish in 3 years. They can finish in 4 years. When they finish is when they finish. And obviously they can't start operating and making ships until it's finished. So it was an internal debate. We knew that it would get headlines, but the reality is that it set essentially a deadline for the operations. It didn't set really a start date. We are going to have the White Pine Business Park ready with all the infrastructure necessary to be making chips in 2029. And if it actually starts in 2030, because that's when the company can do it, that's when it will be. But those dates, I guess, are kind of worst case scenario for operations. But it was never going to be in 28 when we're already bleeding. Their Boise project's taken them over 3 years already, and they're not done. So I think overall for us, we would have avoided a lot of headaches from media and the naysayers if we didn't change them. But the company was truly worried that they could get sued if somebody said, well, look at your dates here. You say 28, but it's taking you 3.5 years to build. So that can't be true, right? So so basically this was like complete risk mitigation from lawyers. And, for those of us doing this every day, we knew the 2028 number date really wasn't going to happen because of how long it takes to build. But for us, we didn't really have to change the environmental review, in our opinion, because it starts at the same time. Construction is going to start. We're going to, in December, start clearing trees and have the permits necessary. Tomorrow, the county IDA literally votes and finalizes the environmental impact statement. And that's going to, or it already did. I think tomorrow it's the benefit package. And so that basically you're going to have the federal government giving permits in essentially 3 to 4 weeks. The state will be giving permits, and the company's going to be able to start clearing the site essentially this year, going into 2026 Q1, and then in Q2 the company is going to start pouring foundations and starting to go vertical. And I think outside of their business doing really, really well, really well, they have to do this to meet the investment tax credit requirements, which is worth a lot more than the CHIPS and Science Act grants. Those ITC credits are 35%. And you can think of $51 billion for phase one, what that means. That is huge money. Yeah,
it is.
So I think that's an incentive for the company, outside of the fact that they have customer demands they got to meet. They can't make this latest DRAM technology in these old fabs throughout Asia. They need new state-of-the-art fabs, and that's where the American fabs come into play for Micron.
So when you talk about clearing the site, are people going to log it first, or are you just going to go in there and like smash everything down?
No, I think there's some of the trees obviously will have value,
right.
And that will be preserved, and that value will be taken advantage of. But essentially, think of the Gilbane contract, which is almost like $1 billion. It's like the largest private sector investment we've ever had for just getting the site ready to pour foundation. That's what I'm talking about, is the first $1 billion essentially being spent. And then the company at some point here, probably in the near future, I don't even know who it will be, but there will be a general contractor coming on to build the fabs. And, there's only 2 or 3 companies it could be.
Right.
And then they'll be teaming up with all the, all the various subs, and certainly all of the trades and whatnot. So, and then they're going to get going in 26, going into 27. But if you look at the fab now, I think the media outlets have shown what's going on in Boise now, how that looks right today.
Yeah.
That will be what it looks like in 2027. It will be like a new city with all these various things going up. And in addition to that, you'll start to see the supply chain construction and some of our supply chain sites as well. Many of these companies will be greenfield developments as well. And, we're going to have before the county legislature in December, the Oak Orchard expansion. And then next year, we're going to be moving forward with the industrial treatment facility being built. So there's a whole lot of activity going on in that neighborhood.
Yeah, there really is. And there's also a whole lot of construction, road construction and stuff going on. And there's going to have to be, right? I mean, with all the trucks and stuff that are coming in there, there's a lot of roads that got to be redone in that area.
Yeah, I think I just saw an article like the $7 million to help improve like a bunch of intersections up north. And people are wondering well, why are you doing this? Well, they're doing it because of Micron, right? They're fixing this because of Micron.
Yes.
Jim, you know this. They never would have fixed this. Not in our lifetimes. No. This is all getting fixed because it has to be for Micron, which is going to make it so much better from traffic in the town of Clay, Cicero, and Salina.
Good, because it's not good right now for this area. I mean, there's traffic, and then there's central New York traffic, but it is going to get a little bit worse, unfortunately. But it's okay, because once it's done, right? I mean, that's the thing that I keep telling people. Look, let's just get it all done right now instead of dragging it out for 10 years. And we don't want that. Bill, do you want to drive one of those big I want to drive one of those big road grader things when you take down some of those trees and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Go
used
out
to love this. I used to have like little model one of those things when I was
go
a
out
kid.
there
Yeah.
some night and hot
There's
wire.
going to be some big time equipment.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I mean, you know, have you seen the stuff they do in like Gold Rush and those giant? I'm gonna drive one of them big freaking get in there and just knock trees down and stuff. So that's what Central New Yorkers need to see, Ryan. You know that just as well as I do.
Jim, look, my mental health needs to see it too. I've been at this for a little while, right? So this has been 3 years. So I got to see it, right? I'm not doing good. I got to see it.
We all have to see it. Ryan, thanks, man. Always
we have
pleasure.
to ask. We got to ask the county executive how he's looking forward to his new legislature.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Bill. I almost forgot.
See, that's why I'm here.
So thank you. I appreciate it. So you're about finished, right? You're about a lame duck now, right? That the legislature's taken over by Dems.
I know that small little executive branch of government holds no power. So look, I've been, I came from the legislative branch. I was in the minority party as a city councilor. I was the chairman of the legislature. I was actually the first chair elected on day one without ever having served. And now looks like we got a second one if it can hold up. And so I look forward to working with everybody. I've always said, no matter who in this role as an executive, you are responsible for governing. And so the voters will pick your partners. This year there was a wave, no question. I was kind of involved with the wave when I became county legislative chair. We won everything, right?
Yep.
Lose a race. The only ones we lost, we didn't have candidates. And so I know what that feels like. And I think a lot of these candidates, especially the ones who did not expect to win, and I'm sure there's quite a few of them.
Yeah.
Now you got to govern, right? You got about 9 months to actually govern. And I look forward to it. The Central New York semiconductor cluster and everything that has to happen for it to be successful does not stop because 3 or 4 county ledge seats flipped, right?
No.
It moves forward, and if these folks don't want to, move the vision forward, then they'll probably lose their jobs in 9 or 10 months because they're on the ballot again. So I look forward to the opportunity. I think it's a great opportunity for these legislators to serve and be part of something special. And as you know, Jim, I will remind people, in 2023, I won 14 out of the 17 county legislative districts, right? And I won by 25 points. So, the vision that we've been putting forward, I don't think that was rejected at the ballot box. People didn't vote against jobs. They didn't vote against tax cuts. They didn't vote against infrastructure investments and workforce investments and housing investments. It was a national wave, and these things do happen. And, so I think now we got our partners, let's get to work and let's deliver.
It's very interesting because this is going to be a 1-year experiment, right? And then everybody goes to even years and 4-year terms, right? So this is like a 1-year thing for them, which is very interesting, like you said.
It's like a tryout.
Yeah, and I think that
yeah,
I think a lot of them were like election night were like, wait, what? I won. So, once you get in there, it's a little different from wanting to be in there, as you know, and as I've noticed. Just observing, there's a huge difference between wanting to run and having to govern. So it'll be interesting for the next 9 months, like you said.
Yeah, I think hopefully the campaign rhetoric will stop and some of the more outlandish things that you read about that the legislature can't do without the executive, right? You know this. The legislature cannot advance spending outside the budget without an executive initiative. That means I have to put forward spending and they get to vote on it. The legislature has a lot of power during the budget, a lot of power.
Yes.
They can add, they can cut. I can't do a thing about it, right?
Yep.
But I get to veto spending increases for my budget, right? So it's a good checks and balance, and the legislature gets to take up legislation at their will, right? And so there's a lot of power. There's a new team in charge. I will say the idea that the majority party always did what I wanted anyways, that's not true.
No, that's not true.
So I don't know if they're going to be harder on me or easier on me. I don't know. But we'll work with who the voters gave us. And certainly there are a couple good county legislators that I was really disappointed that got caught up in the wave.
Yeah.
But those are going to be really competitive elections, right? So people should stay focused, represent their district well. Let's move the community forward and deliver results. And good government equals good politics.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Great
Have
to
a
see
good
you,
one.
man. He's awesome.
It's great. There was a couple, Julie Abbott,
Yeah.
Sean Fiato.
Yep.
That
Sean was not a surprise because the guy that came back to run, his dad used to own that seat, and he's from a political family and stuff. Sean's a brand newcomer. Julie, I was surprised by that because she did a good job. She did a really good job. But now she's selling $1 million homes, so she'll
be all right.
She'll get by.
Our friend Julie.
The Marcy thing was in the news for quite a while, of course, when a inmate gets beaten to death on video by prison guards. And our friend, Bill Fitzpatrick, was the, oh no, we're not doing that now.
Why not? Why not? Hey, you've already gotten into it. Good. It's all good. We do what we want.
Yeah, that's true. So Fitz was hired as the special prosecutor, Bill Fitzpatrick. And he prosecuted the case. Two guys were, I'm going to say they were acquitted. They were not found not guilty. They were acquitted. And so they do, in my mind, they do have some responsibility, but not a great deal. And so they were acquitted. So they're done. 4 of them got heavy time and some other ones got pretty hefty time. And then there's one still going to trial for some reason, but okay. So we talked to Fitz about that, and we hadn't talked to him since the trials, and we did have to record this to catch up with him. And I loved what he had to say. Always a pleasure to have the District Attorney of Onondaga County join us on the show. Bill Fitzpatrick's here, Esquire. It's a pleasure, as always.
Good to see you, Jimmy. Like the good old days.
Absolutely. Congratulations for the huge victory over the prison guard murderers that you scored. And I have one question that people ask me, so I'll ask you.
Okay.
We haven't seen what happened before the video, right? Not that anything ever justify what happened to him. So did he attack somebody or kill somebody or what?
Yeah, that's the $64,000 question that I had. The way we approached the case was we tried to apply level of blame to the approximately 13 people that were involved. How many people, actually contributed to his death and in what manner? And we identified 5 of those people that laid gloves on him. Of the 5, the only one that we felt comfortable with making a deal, we did. We made a deal with that individual. And I remember saying to him, I said, what did the guy do? Did he, spit? Did he resist? And the absolute worst thing that he did, according to these geniuses, was he was ordered to put his hands in his pocket, which to me is counterintuitive. Normally police order someone to take their hands out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And apparently in their minds, he didn't act swiftly enough in placing his hands in his pockets, and his hands weren't deep enough in his pockets. And that's the God's honest truth, according to them. There is nothing that he did, Robert did, that pointed to any type of retaliation, even if it was a minor thing. Like, okay, let's cuff the guy or something. He arrived, Jimmy, at Marcy at 9:07 p.m.
Okay.
And at about 9:35 p.m., he was clinically dead. So
oh my God,
he had a half hour to live when he got off that bus.
I never knew that. So the brutality of the video and the brutality of what happened to this guy, the one thing that shocked me the most, and that was, I had never seen this little clip, is when the guy picks him up by the neck. Like a stray dog or something that they're going to beat. It's horrifying to see. People ask me again, they always ask me to ask you stuff because I have access to you, which is fine. The level of brutality, somebody said, well, isn't it a problem for Fitz to prosecute law enforcement people or, jail guards or whatever? And I said, they're murderers. They're not prison guards. They're criminals. No, it's not hard to prosecute them. I'm sure that he was happy to prosecute him.
I was, the gravity of the situation weighed heavily on me because I knew that people, not just in Utica, but people all over the state were watching this.
Yep.
And, I did some research. Historically, I don't know that a guard has ever been convicted of murdering an inmate. And I portrayed them as a gang. The jury in Utica, let 2 people go, which I was disappointed with, but I understand the jury's, I think it was a nullification rather than an acquittal. One guy had put leg irons on him. The other guy had pepper sprayed him. Neither one of those things directly or indirectly, contributed to his death. And I think the jury went outside their realm and looked at that and said, okay, we're going to let these guys go, but we're going to convict, the people that were actually involved. So of the 5 people I alluded to earlier, Jimmy, the cooperator who punched him 3 times, he's getting 7 years. Another guy who punched him multiple times is getting 15 years. 2 guys who punched him and maltreated him in very serious ways are both getting 22 years. And the final guy who did damage to Robert's neck is going to do life in prison. So if you'd give me that option 10 months ago when I first got into this case, I would have said, yeah, I'll sign up for that. And we have some ancillary pleas. We have one more trial pending in January, a guy that was severed. Obviously I won't discuss his case, but most importantly to me is that Robert's both his sons were very, very pleased with the effort that I put in and the results that I got.
That was the next question. The family's reaction to it. As long as they're good, then it's good.
Yes, that's what I thought. I mean, they were disappointed about the 2 guys that walked, but they understood that going in, that those were tough cases.
So you're doing this one in January too?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I have Chief ADA Jared Woodfork and ADA Jed Hudson. They'll be assisting me. We'll have the same game. It'll be a much shorter trial because the theory on this trial, and I'm not saying anything improper or new here.
Okay.
The theory on this trial is that this particular defendant was in the room and did absolutely nothing to assist Robert. Judge Bauer has made, I think, the right decision, the right legal decision, that under current New York state law, that is in fact a criminal act, that you have a duty to protect an inmate if you are a prison guard, which really isn't a great leap in logic. I mean, you think about it, if you're a prisoner, you depend on guards for food, clothing, sustenance, shelter, when to get up, when to bathe, when not.
Protection from each other.
Protection from other inmates.
Yeah.
So it's not unlike a teacher-student, a doctor-patient, a parent-child. All of those things are recognized under New York law as now with Judge Bauer's decision is this duty of care. So,
wow, I didn't know that either, and that's interesting. But it makes, like you said, it makes perfect logical sense. Well, Bill and I just wanted to express our gratitude for this job that you've done. Again, we love watching you in court. We love watching the clips of you in court, Bill. Right? I mean,
that's the best.
It's the best part. And I've seen it live, dude. I've seen it live more than once.
My kids get scared still. They're in their 30s.
And it shows,
which is good.
It shows because you're really. And all I know as our district attorney,
that's right.
In Onondaga County, I'm in my later 40s, but really you're all I know, and you've done such a great job. And we lost him. There he is.
No, there he is. I mean, you're no Robert Wildhack, but I mean you're pretty good for the community, I think. Or Robert Wildridge. Is that what his name? Wildridge? Was that what his name was?
I saw you talking about John Wildhack. The athletic director, buddy. Don't slam.
He's doing a great job.
But I took over for Bob Wildridge. What a gracious class act he was. Could not have been more helpful to me in transitioning, and we're just different personalities. But I haven't talked to Bob. I hope he's doing well. Last I heard, he was down in Florida.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Everybody goes to Florida. I just remember the night he was elected, and the look on his face was, "What am I going to do now?" Because he never expected to win.
You might remember the look on his face when Bill Mastine said it.
Yes, I do. So Bill Mastine was a friend of Bill Fitzpatrick's and the gentleman who was DA before, Robert Wildridge, and he came into Wildridge's campaign headquarters, bit upset. Just one handful of Bob's shirt. That's all.
And the funny thing is, you remember Ron Curtis, of course, the dean.
Yes, the dean.
Anchor people, and Ron had a segment the next morning. He puts Bob on first, and Bob says, "Look, there's the heat of the moment. It couldn't have been more gracious. Heat of the moment. Let's forget the whole thing and let's move on." Then they go to Mastine in his living room. I do it again. I can't wait. If I see him again, I'm going to do this. I'm saying, oh my God, please, somebody stop him.
Those were the days, man.
Those
were the days.
Do you look forward to passing the torch? Now, I mean, you can't be our district attorney forever, unfortunately. Do you look forward to passing the torch?
No, not really. I can't lie. It's I've got a decision to make pretty soon about whether or not to run in 27. I know I said I was thinking about not running, but we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I want to see, what the potential field of candidates look like, and
sure,
how I'm doing health wise. I'm in great shape. I don't think I've gone Biden mentally. I think I'm still got it. And there's a lot of things I want to do. It's a transitory period. Criminal justice. A lot of things going on. Some encouraging things. Some legislators have reached out to me and are willing to talk about bail and raise the age.
Great.
And I think that might be kind of a good after effect of the Brooks prosecution, because people got to see me in action. There was a lot of pressure on Letitia James not to appoint me. Why are you appointing, a white upstate conservative Republican to handle this case? He's probably going to take a bunch of misdemeanor pleas and let the thing go. But now that the people in Albany have seen me in action and seen the results that I've gotten, I think they know that, prosecutors, we're not the enemy.
No.
We have all these good things in prosecution about alternatives, getting people out of jail, getting treatment, and sort of every single one of them. Family justice centers, rape crisis centers, crime analysis centers, children advocacy centers. Every single one of those, every single one was started by a prosecutor somewhere in the United States, including Syracuse, New York.
Absolutely. Yep. McMahon Ryan for sure.
How about bench coach for the New York Yankees? Is that something coming up for you?
Mattingly.
Not bench coach, the actual coach.
Oh, you want to take right over? Okay.
Yes.
So
Boone should have been fired 2 years ago.
My buddy Danny Clam runs the best steakhouse in town, Prime, on Hanover Square. And he has Aaron Boone in the other night, and he doesn't call me.
Oh. Well, it might have been a good thing though for him.
He's out. No, he's out.
Hey Boone, why did you yank that guy? 6 innings, no hit or no runs. You yank him and bang, the game is gone.
Oh man, I'd love to be there I'd pay to be there for that.
What did you think of the series this year?
What did I think of the series?
Yeah, the World Series itself.
I think it's one of the best series I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, me too.
Game 7s are always phenomenal. Every stolen base. I've looked at that. What's his name? Ina Falafel. I've looked at that 100 times. Sometimes I think he's safe. Sometimes I think he's out.
Yeah.
Bottom line, he should have been more than 2 feet off third base when you're the winning run. And I read somewhere that they were worried about a line drive. And then Elias Sports did an analysis. The guy that was at bat had hit in his entire career exactly 4 line drives. So, sometimes the book is helpful. Sometimes it's a pain.
Sometimes it's not. Fitz, thanks for your time as always. We really appreciate it. Again, congratulations on the victory, and we'll be looking for you in January.
Anytime. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Fitz.
He's the greatest.
He is. He's hilarious.
Oh man, that's not even half of it. I mean, we could laugh with him all day. He's great. But yeah, congratulations for that victory for sure.
I remember back in the day, we had to have you were gone for, it was a July 4th weekend. Well, this is before that though. We had to, you had off or weren't there, sick, whatever. We got Fitzy to fill in for you.
Oh.
And then Tina Bennett lost her mind because she was running against him and she wanted equal time. So we put her and I had to work. Normally, I would have the holiday off too, if you did.
Yep.
And but I stayed and produced Tina's 3 hours of. Oh boy,
whatever. Yeah,
I wish I still
remember
had some
Tina
of that
Bennett.
stuff.
Yeah, and we had a lot of people sit in for me when I was on vacation at the secret undisclosed New Jersey shore location, which is Long Beach Island.
And somewhere in a box here, as I say that all the time, I have the mini discs of your show when you did Glenn Beck's show.
Fabulous.
I got to find it. We'll find it. We'll put it up as the archives.
So you and I had a chance to do something really, really special today. And this was really, you're the one that set it all up. And then you were late for the meeting. But we met with Tom Serio, who is a attorney of some note downtown. And he's also a building owner downtown, including the Mitzpah Towers, which is a gigantic structure that had sat decrepit for a very long time. 2 other attempts were made to try to do something with it. Couldn't, too badly damaged. Tom Serio bought it, and we took a tour today, right, Bill?
Yeah, it was. You know what? We and I mentioned this when we were taking the tour that we didn't even think that in our lifetimes we'd ever see anything done.
No
with
way.
This.
No.
But what Tom's got going on with this, I mean, this is Tom's office for his law firm that's now part of the Mitzpah Towers.
Right. Yep.
And
that's me, and there's Tom in the background.
And it's just and I didn't even realize that part was done.
No. And
then we stepped into the sanctuary, and this just blew me away.
Oh.
I just look how beautiful it is.
Oh my gosh.
And what they're going to do is they're now Michael, let me get the name. Don't mess this up.
This is the guy that runs Harvey's Garden.
Yeah, Michael.
Who owns Harvey's Garden? Sorry.
Michael Green.
Michael Green.
He's going to make a restaurant out of this space.
Yes.
Called the Mitzpah Restaurant.
Or just the Mitzpah.
And I can't. And it's going to be like wine, more upscaled. I see it.
All right. So Harvey's Garden, you pour your own beer.
Yes.
Or you can, right?
Harvey's is great.
Right.
It's a nice open space. It has an upstairs. They do a lot of the Bills parties there. I play there a lot.
Right.
They have Toss and Fire in there. But this is going to be like the next level up.
But it's also going to be wine.
Yes.
It's pouring your own wine the same way, right? With a card and ounces.
Do the whole thing.
Very interesting. It's just going to be such a sensational space. Yeah, I think if they do it correctly, and I know that they will, it will be the most sensational space in Syracuse.
And they're having problems with the Historical Association now because of all this. You know, this is gorgeous.
Yeah.
The stained glass. Now,
up
on the 6th floor.
Yeah.
There's going to be
right?
This is the 6th floor apartment that Tom is going to be.
Yeah, we're walking down the hallway of the apartment. Okay.
Yeah.
These are rooms off to the side of the hallway, but I don't even know what they're going to use them for. But this is this the one? Or is this the one?
This is still the 6th floor.
Yeah, this is his, right?
Yes, this is Tom's.
His apartment. This is his apartment. Yep.
And then
so let's step out on the roof.
Yep, you can have little receptions out on the roof. And I played his other space that he's got where he lives now.
The old WFBL building on Warren Street.
I played CBA's class reunion on the roof.
You did?
Of a couple months ago. It was gorgeous. But you're going to be able to have receptions and all that stuff in this area. And then as you go down, there's apartments throughout the lower floors. I mean, look at this. That brick.
I just can't believe that it looks like this. The last time I saw it, the sanctuary still had all the pews in it, right?
Yes.
But there was most of them were done because stuff had fallen on them for decades, water, all kinds of stuff. So the sanctuary was, I thought, there's no way you're ever going to be able to fix it, but they did.
And we went with county comptroller Marty Masterpole was there.
This is another apartment.
Yep. And he was explaining to us that
how'd you like to have this in your apartment?
I know. Look at that. Stained glass from the early 1900s.
Yeah.
Marty said, you see, I lost my thought.
So this is upstairs from the sanctuary.
Yes.
In the choir loft.
So because of all the damage.
Choir loft. This is just where people sat. Behind the altar there is the choir loft.
Yeah. And we'll go out there in a second. I took some of that. But Marty said there was 2 feet thick of pigeon poop on the floors that they
This
had to
thing is cool.
This is cool.
So this is the basement, and that's the original thing that did the heat, and it blew the heat. That thing rotated and blew the heat for the. So it used to be a hotel, and people lived there. Then it was. I don't even know what it was.
And this area is that area right there is going to be the storage for the apartments up there, and he's thinking
Yes.
about even maybe putting a pool in that area.
So that's the thing. Yeah, amazing. It's amazing to me. This building was so damaged. It was unbelievable. The roof was open for decades. So that'll tell you.
And here's where we stepped out. This is we're standing on the altar stage from that.
Right.
And then all that stained glass. And then here's the outside from if you're looking at it from the street.
So they're giving him some grief over that window. Those windows up there where you can see the stained glass and then looks like an open window. They're giving him some grief about that.
And for years there was just plywood.
Yeah.
Plywood. Didn't say a word. And plywood with spray painted Mitzpah on the plywood. Yes. And now he puts these gorgeous things, gorgeous windows, and they're giving him. Hey, listen, we're finally going to have something out of it.
Right.
We're gonna go. I don't know if you're going. I'm going to go to. There's a reception, a first drink at the Mitzpah reception this week. I'll go and take some more video and put it up. But I'll put that video up on our Facebook if anyone wants to go back and look at that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was so impressed, and I know you were too.
Oh yeah, I didn't never realize what was in there.
No,
other than just a picture of that sanctuary.
Yeah,
I mean, Goo Goo Dolls, Joan Baez back in the day played in that space.
Yep.
And Harvey's Garden, the Michael, he's got entertainment all the time at Harvey's Garden. So maybe they'll have some sort of
I'm sure
scaled entertainment.
Oh, I'm sure, absolutely. Yeah,
that sanctuary.
I see, and you and I talked about this briefly. I see a couple, 2 or 3 things that are going to prevent like a huge success. This is just me thinking out loud. It's tough to park, okay, especially in that area. And if there's an event at the Civic Center, now it's even tougher to park. Although when the Civic Center has events, it's a great place to go after an event. It's perfect. It's right there. I think that space is really big. I mean, really, really big. So if you go into a huge space and there's 50 people there, it looks like there's nobody there. So maybe partitioning some of it or, making it more interesting, I don't know. That's a big space to try to fill.
Yeah. But, and you don't know the idea. There's probably going to build some walls in there and partition it off.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, it's going to be beautiful.
And they're looking at February already.
Yeah. Yep. Which really, again, that really gives you hope that the whole project is, it's going to happen. And it's because sometimes these things don't happen, but I have faith in Tom Serio for sure. He's done all. Remember, we did right before Bill became my producer, there was a big controversy downtown over the old WFBL building and the facade that it had on it. And the historical people were blah, blah, blah. And Tom bought that building and he lives in that building and he bought another building next to it and convinced them to look, just trust me. I'm not going to, do anything that is egregious. And so, it's worked out great. So they do have a place, historical preservation people, really, they really, really do. Yep. And they're very important. But there comes a time when a place is sat empty for decades that you can, maybe give it a little slack, cut them some leeway so it doesn't go vacant again.
And look how gorgeous it's going to be.
Oh my gosh. It's such a nice building. And it's important to not have that vacant. And now there's one more important thing that needs to happen. And I know everyone down there in that area feels the same way. The YMCA is going to find a new location. You got to find a new spot.
That's been there a long time.
And that building is not good shape. No. And the clientele is not the clientele of the Y itself, it's the people who stay there. So that makes that area at night sketchy. So that's another, I think, thing they're going to have to overcome. I just hope it's a huge success because, now you've got Noble Cellar, which is that world-renowned, literally world-renowned restaurant right down the street. You've got other restaurants on that street itself. I'd love to see it. Yes, I'd love to see it be successful. Really, really would. But it's facing some tough roadblocks, but hopefully they can overcome them. The guy knows what he's doing. That's for sure. Harvey's Garden is a huge success. That's a really big space too, though.
Yeah, and it's it's the vibe in there, the ambiance, and they're bringing in beers from everywhere.
Yeah.
Alchemist in Vermont always has the top 1, 2, 3 beer. Focal Banger, Heady Topper, he's got him there.
Wow.
He's had Stone Cold's beer in there.
Really?
Yeah, it's there's, and then you got the taps that you have the card. Before we get to our friend Todd Engel, we have some breaking news.
Okay.
Friday, July 10th, at the Empower Federal Credit Union Amphitheater in Syracuse, New York, Weird Al Yankovic,
really,
and his sold-out tour is continuing it in 2026.
Really?
He's coming through here with special guest opener, Puddle's Pity Party.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
The 7-foot tall guy.
With the clown.
The clown.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He's hilarious.
It's great. I think I'm going to have to go see that.
Wow.
I saw him back in the day at the Landmark.
Weird Al?
Yeah. And he puts on a terrific show. He does the costume changes.
Yeah.
Like the videos. And he just, in this last tour, sold out Madison Square Garden for the first time in his career.
No kidding.
Yeah. There's a video, and he says, I have to do one thing. And he just kind of steps out and looks up and breathes it in. And it's cool.
Wow.
Yep.
That is excellent.
Yep.
So, wow, he's coming to the amphitheater. That's an interesting show. That's a good get, I guess.
Yep.
I mean,
it was sold out everywhere last year.
Really?
Sold out. Yep.
Wow.
Why? Tickets for everything.
Yeah.
At the big shows have been doing well.
Yeah.
And I don't get it, but
I don't get it either.
Keep it going. All
right. Now, so set this up for us. I know I start to talk to our friend Todd first, but you got to set this up.
And I kind of set it up in the video, but about a month ago, I think her name was Olivia Henderson. I think
It wasn't Newton John, I can tell you that.
No. But she, Olivia Henderson from Oswego,
right?
She's on TikTok, and she's also she was a DoorDash worker, and she went on TikTok and crashed out that she had been fired from or deactivated from DoorDash because of an incident that happened at the last stop that she had that day.
All right.
We'll go with Todd.
Go into it with Todd.
Yeah. Good.
Todd Engel is our legal analyst. And Todd, this case is really pretty strange, and on the one hand, on the other hand, I mean, to me, it's kind of, I'm losing my voice. Sorry. It's kind of straightforward, but Bill, you know more about this thing than I do. This is not Oswego County, right?
Well, I did. Yeah. And I didn't know that until the police blotter came out and it said Oswego on it. But yeah, about a month ago, I'm doom scrolling at night on TikTok as I'm trying to fall asleep. And I happened to go upon this video of this young lady who was in what the kids call a crash out. And she's crying, saying that DoorDash fired her, but she was sexually assaulted at one of her stops. And she proceeded to explain that when she got there, it was supposed to be a no contact delivery.
You just put it on the stoop, right? Or
right. You just put it there, and half the time they don't even hit the doorbell if
right.
I get DoorDash. So she goes to proceed to say that when she got there, the door was wide open and the guy was naked on his couch. And there was a video that had, him on his couch, which at that point looked like he was, passed out, but he was naked from the waist down. Apparently he was
pants,
his pants were at his.
He was bringing her there so he could flash her. Okay, come on.
So she had I guess the reason that DoorDash fired her is because she then did take video of this and put it out. But then this past weekend, it comes out that she was arrested for two felonies, and Todd can get into what those, what the exact verbiage of those. But that's when I found out it was Oswego County, and it's gotten so huge now. It's like millions of hits on social media. Yeah.
So Todd, I mean, what's the legalities of this stuff? She's arrested for what?
She's arrested for 2 charges, both felonies. One of which is Section 250.60 of the Penal Code, which says that you're not allowed to disseminate an image in the first degree, which means if you take an image under Section 260.45, which says you're not allowed to videotape somebody without their knowledge in a sexually compromised position.
Okay.
And this is a fairly new law too, right?
Actually, it goes back to 2014.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I've never seen it charged.
Oh.
So I don't think it's charged very often. But what happened was, as I understand it, and Bill gave a good resuscitation, and I didn't hear about this until over the weekend myself, and then it just sort of has sprouted like the proverbial mushroom.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, and no insinuation of any usage. But what happened was this young woman went to the house, and instead of leaving the DoorDash at the door, she took it upon herself to enter somebody's home, which in and of itself would have been a crime. But then find this gentleman in a sexually compromised position, took video of it, which was her first felony, and then uploaded it to TikTok, YouTube, or wherever else she could think of, which was her second felony.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
any of us,
that's like revenge porn almost. I mean, those kinds of laws are set up to protect people from that.
correct. That's exactly what those type of laws are set up for.
So apparently the door was just cracked, and she had opened it up thinking that she was going to give him the thing, thinking that, and I think that's how the whole thing came about. And then she sees the guy on the couch, she goes crazy, takes the video and get out of there. But the problem is everybody has a Ring camera today.
That's what they picked her up on, right? The Ring camera pushing the door.
The Ring camera.
Yeah. Well, it's not a problem.
But here's the thing. She had the instructions, leave the food at the door.
Right. Yeah.
Whether the door was cracked open or not, the instructions were leave the food at the door. She had no business going into the house. Many of us order DoorDash or Grubhub and say, leave the food at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we're getting dressed, whether we're showering, whether we're changing from work into our evening clothes, whatever we're doing, we'll pick up the food when we're ready to pick up the food if it's left at the door. This gentleman was obviously passed out or asleep or taking a nap or whatever, had no expectation that somebody would enter his property.
Right.
The young woman entered his apartment or his home, I'm not sure which, videotaped him, which was yet another invasion of his privacy, and then posted it for everybody else to see or anyone who wanted to see on the internet.
Yeah, that's where she got into huge trouble.
Yeah, but it's a three-tiered process.
Right. Yeah, three
or
decisions.
if you're at the Atlanta Braves fan, 3 strikes and you're out.
That's right. And they had a lot of that this year.
That's right.
Yeah. So does she plead this down, do you think, Todd? I mean, felonies, that's pretty rough, especially if it's your first, encounter.
Yeah. In my opinion, I don't know the young lady's criminal history.
Mm-hmm.
So it will depend on her criminal history. It will depend on the relationship her attorney has with the DA's office, and it will depend on what mitigation the district attorney and the defense attorney come up with as far as why this should be reduced.
They may want to make an example out of her, though.
They may. I've seen smaller counties make examples out of less, but in my opinion, as long as everything gets scrubbed for this gentleman, I'm sure there will be an order of protection for her not to go near his house, not to do anything along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that bothered me more, or almost as much as the violation of her entering the home, was her allegation of sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sexual abuse, right? Exactly.
Yeah, she was screaming, and now
She's
they use it.
Screaming, "I'm now abused because I walked in on a guy who was naked from the waist down."
Yep, and they use it now. The kids these days, that younger generation, because of social media, the term SA is used on social media when they say sexual assault. Abuse. So they just say I was SA'd.
Okay.
And that was the whole, and she was on full, that first video I saw, she was on full meltdown.
Yeah, full tilt.
She was worried about her job because they had deactivated her account.
Right.
That's how it started out.
Yeah.
So she was on
I
full,
did see the video.
She was on full
tilt.
Yep.
No question.
1 to 4 years each count, right, is possible?
Is possible, highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I would think is more likely is this gentleman's going to start suing, getting his lawyer himself.
Probably. Although, the police may say, look, dude, I know what you were doing. You know what you were doing. Just shut up and go away.
Right.
That would be the best thing.
And the other thing is, you're not going to get money from a stone.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why the possibility.
If there's no pocket there to get anything from.
Do you think DoorDash has any
culpability?
No. Contractors.
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ah, smart.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Yeah. All of these drivers are independent contractors. They provide their own equipment, buy their vehicle, their own cars, their own phones. So there is no employee or relationship between DoorDash and the drivers. So no, I don't see DoorDash being culpable in any way.
Very good. All right, Todd, thanks, man, for your time. Always great talking to you, and this was great to find out that, felonies, boy, that's rough, but hopefully they get, plea bargain down and, no jail time or anything, but she needs to learn a lesson.
Yes,
sure.
she needs to learn a lesson.
She needs to.
I think that's true, and I think she's learning the lesson by how this is blown up and potentially completely did a 180 on her, because she thought she was going to be the social media influencer as a result.
She did.
And now she's turned into the pariah.
Yeah, absolutely right. All right, thanks, Todd. Great talking to you.
You got it, gentlemen. Thank you.
Really interesting case for sure, and it's not going to go away. And, first of all, to me, this is my opinion. He set this up intentionally. He was flashing her. That's I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Well, he was passed right out.
Well, that's what he claims.
I think what had happened is he when he went to the last time he went to shut the door, it was ajar, and then it just kind of like blew open a little bit or whatever, and then she saw the thing. But still, it's just it's so weird. Now, when I first started being a full-time musician, I drove Uber Lyft for the first few months just because I wanted to make sure I could make ends meet. And that all ended when I took a ride from the Civic Center. The girl got in my car in my front seat. I told her to get in the back seat. She wouldn't get in the back seat. She got in the front seat, asked me she proceeded to ask me if I partied and that if I could take her to the place where she could get her party favors from. I did not move. I canceled the ride, told her to get out, and that was the last time I ever did that.
That's awesome. What is also awesome is a brand new book that's out, and our next guest is here to talk about that. Your caller number 7. Please try again. It's just a perfect title for a radio book.
It's not about DoorDash. It's not about DoorDash.
No,
not about DoorDash.
No, and Glenn, we've known each other forever, and I read this book, and there's so many things that I personally laugh at because I was there for some of them, first of all.
Yes, you were.
And I know some of the people involved in the whole thing. So I'm also writing, and that's because of you. I had tried before to do something different, but after having read your book, I decided to try again. So we'll see what happens. The question I have to ask you, though, is how long did it take you to write this book?
I started during a pandemic. we were still working. We were somehow essential employees. so we were still going into the radio station, but after 10, there was no salespeople around or anything like that. So I just kind of had some more time on my hands. So I just started jotting down by hand. I had a yellow legal pad, just some of the stories that I started to remember, or talking to friends or whatever like that. And just slowly, it just kind of turned into, oh, I remember that story. And then someone else would add on something I'd forgotten about. Like, oh, I forgot about that. And just little by little, it turned into a big yellow legal pad full of stories. And I finally went on, Google Docs and started tapping away until it kind of started to take more of a shape of a book full of radio, kind of a radio memoir, I guess, but the radio stories. Yeah. So that was 2020, but I would work on it for a little bit, for a half an hour at night or an hour at night, and then put it away, and then just life happens and you get busy, and then I wouldn't work on it for a week or so, and I'd pick it back up again and just kind of noodle around, and then I started to get, as it got more shaped like a book, that's when I kind of started to focus more on it. It's like, this is actually turned into an actual book. So then I kind of zeroed in. Then in the last year, really accomplished the bulk of it and the re-editing and everything like that. But a total about 5 years, really, wow. I guess.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Number one.
Thank you.
And for anyone, you really don't even have to be in the radio business to appreciate the humor that's in the book and appreciate the human situations that you get in, and you really did get in these human situations. I can remember you telling me some of these stories, but the biggest one and the best one is one you open it up with, and that's how you came to introduce Billy Joel on stage at the Dome.
It was really well, and that's kind of when I first wrote it. I just kind of wrote it in individual chapters, and then at some point I printed them all up, and on my dining room table, I just kind of had all the chapters stacked up. They were in no particular order. And at first I had no real plan for it. It's like, well, it doesn't have to be chronological necessarily. It's just sort of like as they unfolded. But then as I started to look at it, the Billy Joel one kind of seemed like a cool starting point, because that was really a neat night for me. It was a fun night. But then sort of the rewind button to go back to has, like I think Steve Jobs said in that famous graduation speech, you can only connect the dots in reverse. You can't look forward and connect the dots, but when you get down the road, then stuff makes sense when you look back at it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sort of the way that I looked at it and took it from there. But and you, like you said, you're in there a couple of times because we worked at that, at the old KFM studio in Fulton.
Yes.
And then SYR and all those great people there. And
Y94.
Y94. It was just such a great era, I think, that you and I really had a chance to be a part of during that time of radio.
Absolutely. But, I think that for this market was probably, the golden age of radio. In some ways, radio goes back very far in this town, and
sure,
but it was a great time to be in the media, period. And the stories that you relate, so we have a friend, Tom Langmeyer, who is going to be in my book as well, and is in how can it not be? Because Tom was in the middle of everything back then.
Absolutely. Us. He was like the instigator for a lot of these, trips and stories. And, when I was writing, because at the top you mentioned it didn't have to necessarily be in radio to get it. I sort of wanted to do it that way on purpose for, enough of the mentions of the local things and local people that would pique some interest, but also just hopefully relatable in just an entertaining way. So if you happen to pick it up in, the bookstore in Omaha, Nebraska, and just started reading it, you'd still, hopefully find it fun and entertaining and
I think
some laughs in there.
I absolutely believe so. So Glenn, what's it like to then take that and have to go, not have to, but go on the road and try to sell it and try to promote it?
That's like the big part of it. Unless you're, like Stephen King or John Grisham at that upper level of the publishing business, it's really kind of like a one man show. So you get it published. Oh, I happen to have a copy sitting right here, by the way.
Attaboy.
but then it's, getting on the phone and I don't know about you, but I've never been good at this part of this, like self-promoting.
It's not what we do.
No, it's uncomfortable, but that's how it's done.
Yeah.
So I have an event on Thursday that is put together through relationships, that we've all made over the years at the Wildcat in Camillus. It's an official book launch signing party.
Love that place.
Yep, good people there. And then I hooked up with Barnes & Noble in Clay in January. I'm going to have a book signing there.
Nice.
And a lot of it just is talking to people who've done it and then ask them, hey, how'd you get your book there? Oh, okay. And then, they're more than happy to share emails and contact information.
See, I've got you now.
Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, I've got some email addresses for you that I, got from people for like the Barnes and Noble, some of the smaller local bookshops, which I'm happy to say there's a lot of them around now.
Oh, good. That's good.
And that's, to me, that's the hardest part. It's fun because you're learning something new, but it also forces you, for me anyway, to do something that I've never been good at or comfortable with, and that's approaching. Hi, I'm so and so, and I'd love to, love to have my book available at your store.
No,
but that's really the only way to
I'll bring
do
Bill.
it.
I'll bring Bill.
Yeah,
this book's going in the front window.
I know how to do all that self-promotion thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Barnes and Noble is one of my favorite places to hang out. By the way,
place,
I love Barnes and Noble.
So,
Good
Glenn,
people.
I mean, you're a stand-up comedian too, so you're very comfortable around the public. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I never liked doing that kind of stuff. It's just not me. But you've got that background. That takes more guts than anything that I could ever do, and that's being a stand-up comedian. I could never ever do that.
It's horrifying, and I compare it. And I think I mentioned it in the book that on the radio, you don't know how you're doing. I mean, you kind of do your thing and you hope it's going well, but you don't find out for months down the road whether or not it was any good or if anybody was paying attention. On stage, instantly. It's if it's not working, and if it's not working early, you've got 30 minutes of very uncomfortable conversation, sometimes between you and you. But it's a good training ground. It really is. And I remember years ago at the old Viva Debris, if you remember that, at the Hotel Syracuse, it was Wise Guys.
Oh, yeah.
And then Joe DeLion took it over and they changed the name of it to Viva Debris. And he was a really good mentor for a lot of young local comics around here. And every Tuesday they would have an open mic thing. And 1 week, the assignment was to get on stage and bomb. That was your goal. This week, here's the assignment. Get on stage. If you get any laughs, then you fail.
Wow.
And the whole goal of that is to just show you that even when it's not going well, nothing bad really happens. You get off stage and it's like, whatever, but it's, nobody got hurt. Nothing really bad happened. It's just, it happens. Yeah. So it was actually a great exercise.
So how do you get the books themselves printed and physically made?
This particular one, it's the folks that I went to is Wildebeest Publishing, and it's like a hybrid publisher.
Okay.
And they have an office locally, but they have one in Tampa and Denver and I think in Brooklyn. And it's a hybrid in that you can get it downloaded. Like if you go to Amazon or Barnes and Noble or Ingram Spark, it's available there to download for like an e-reader or a Kindle.
Oh, okay.
But if you want, a paperback copy, you go, like, for example, you could go to the book signing this Thursday, and I've got a whole bunch of them. I'd be happy to sell and sign.
Oh, boy. But
if you go to like Amazon, you can buy a printed copy and they print on demand and then mail it to you.
Okay.
So what's cool about that is that there's no inventory.
Right.
There's no, I guess, for Bill, for you, it'd be the same as you could either have like stacks of CDs that you produced and had and you sell at gigs, or they can download it digitally and they get like a QR code or something like that. And there's no inventory. and it's, the pricing is different because there's obviously less work involved. There's no physical copy until somebody actually buys it, and then they print it like on demand and mail it to you.
What kind of cut do they get?
It's online like this. It's $15.99 on Barnes or on Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
All right.
Will I get my 10% discount on at Barnes and Noble? I'm an insider.
You might. I don't know. The digital is $9.99. They get, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know the percentage because the people that I'm working with, they're doing the heavy lifting when it comes to the digital part.
Right.
So I kind of split that with them.
Okay.
So, and with their accounting, they send you statements, and I get updates as to how many are sold digital and paperback or whatever. Yeah. But that part makes it a lot easier because you can just write it, and going back to promoting it. They also, the publisher, they have their own social media and websites, and they do what they can. But so it's kind of, everybody gets a little cut of it. But as I found out from researching it too, even like at the higher ends, authors only get like $1 a book.
Okay.
After all said, like if you go to Barnes and Noble or Amazon or wherever, and you buy having said that, I'm sure Stephen King gets more than $1.
Right.
Or John Grisham more than $1. But most authors, after they break it down, the publisher and the printer and the store gets their cut, and it just kind of goes down the line. And a lot of authors get maybe $1 or $2 a book.
Same thing with CDs. Same thing with that with
right?
Music CDs too.
Really? Yeah. The artists aren't making a lot of money anymore on the music.
Well, that's true. So, Glenn, where's this event Thursday?
Thursday, it's at the Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus. It's a Home Depot Plaza. If you've ever, it's out near like Costco in the Township 5 area over there. And
great
then
food.
What time?
5 to 7. And I'll have a little table set up. Me and the missus, she'll settle up with the cash box, and I'll have Venmo and a credit card reader. And
atta boy,
trying to figure it
so
all
you gotta
out.
have all that stuff. I got all that stuff. You gotta have all that stuff.
I mean, it makes it easier, and for bookkeeping. And this part's actually pretty cool too. It's also going to be available at the National Comedy Center in their gift shop.
Wow.
Coming up, and I'm delivering them personally in a couple of weeks out there. I'm bringing out a box of books out there to Jamestown.
Nice.
So that, to me, personally, that was like a huge thing.
That is huge.
We'd love to carry your book. It's like, it almost brought me to tears.
Yes. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, that's
See, the only problem is my friend Dan, who owns a Wildcat. He's a Phillies fan.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's
Big
a problem. That's a problem.
Well, this event is changed. We're going somewhere else then.
So, and then when are you at Barnes & Noble and Clay in December?
That's in January. I think it's January 10th.
Okay.
And then also, and I don't know the date yet, but at a Syracuse Crunch game.
Oh,
cool. We have a book signing, and it'll probably be late January or February. Somewhere there.
You and Kramer should do a tour together.
What?
Yeah.
Who?
Jeff Kramer.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a book too.
Mud Season.
Mud Season, yeah.
I think is the name of that. Funny guy.
He's all over the place with that, promoting that book. He's all over the United States doing that.
He's a hustler. I know he was out in the Pacific Northwest,
in
Boston. Talented writer.
Yeah.
He really is. Funny guy.
Super talented. Yep. Love him. All right. Thanks, Glenn. It's great to see you, man, as always. And we'll
Anytime,
talk again
James.
soon. I'll probably be talking to you like every week, getting advice or whatever.
How far along are you in your process here? What's the gist of your book?
Well, the gist of my book is my career, right? My career in radio.
Cool.
But I started at home in Beeville, and then go through my Navy career which is where I got into radio, and then to KFM and that horror show, and then all through my career. So I'm up to and I am doing it chronologically. So I'm up to just meeting Brad Bierman at WSYR. That's where I'm at as I walk the door for the overnights.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, keep with it, man.
I'll give it a shot.
Yep. And it's, if you go to like, I have QR codes and stuff like Bill's stuff, but it goes to baldgomez.com is the site that it goes to. And there's a link there to Amazon and the other places like that. So
what is it?
Baldgomez.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Gomez.
You're welcome, James. Bill, good to see you, man.
We'll see you. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
We'll talk to you.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's great.
Yeah. And the book is great. Tell me, I read it in 4 hours. I think it's great. It's great. And for me, it's personal because again, I was involved in some of those stories. He's had some experiences, boy. I'll tell you what. The incident, the Airbnb incident that he describes is hilarious. It's
and he's one of the nicest guys in the
yes,
media.
he is.
Always, I've never seen him without a smile on
No,
his face.
he's great.
Yep.
He's awesome. And those days in radio, and I, the people that he's talking about, I know all of them personally, and it's a great book. And like I said, you don't have to be in radio to enjoy it. It's just the storytelling. He's a very talented storyteller. And he's a very, very naturally funny guy. You cannot be with Gomez anywhere and not be laughing. You'll be laughing. It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing. He's great. I'm losing my voice, dude.
Before we head out, we gotta real quick talk about this this grand opening of this new Taco Bell in Manlius next week.
Yeah. So it's got booze and same food, but it's nicer, right?
It's like a bar. It's called Taco Bell Cantina. Now I've been to one in Nashville.
You
in
have?
Nashville.
Okay.
They have one in Nashville.
Okay.
So there's the one in Nashville. There's music all day at it.
All right.
And there's going to be entertainment at this one in Manlius, but it's right across the street from the old. You know where the firehouse is? That's in front of the old Stickley.
Yes.
It's right across the street from there. It's right in that area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think next week is the grand opening for it.
So when are you playing there?
I'm there in December.
December.
I just talked to the.
But like, what kind of hours are you going to do?
So it's 6 to 9. It's open till 10 o'clock every night.
Oh, okay.
So on the weekends, so 6 to 9, just like an good old bar.
This is interesting to me. So instead of doing something different with their menu or whatever, they make it a bar that serves Taco Bell.
Yes,
that's interesting.
And I'll know more. I'm going to a VIP grand opening thing tomorrow. So next week I'll give you the whole what's going to be on it.
It's a very interesting concept.
I'm sure they have to have some different things on the menu than the regular
they must
fast food places do. But I love Taco Bell.
Yeah,
when
I mean,
heard that, it was like,
I just don't know if I want to go to a Taco Bell and hang out. You know what I mean?
We'll see there's I mean, already the entertainment they've already announced is great.
Really?
Starting in November, and there's I know my friend Kaylee Hale is going to be there and for the grand opening thing.
Wow.
95X is behind it.
Okay.
So it's going to be and like anything, the first couple months.
Oh yeah,
you're going to be able to move in
shakedown.
there.
Yeah. Wow, it's just to me, it's a very interesting concept. Really, really is. And maybe if this takes off, maybe you see other places do it. I don't know, Moe's or I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting concept. All right, I'm done because my voice is done.
You've had enough?
I've had enough. This was a great show, man. Thanks for setting this all up. And the tour was great. That tour was awesome. So
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
We'll periodically go in and
get an update.
Take more video of the updates, and we'll have Tom on to talk on it.
I just think it's going to be beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that space. Boy, if he does all the woodwork and everything,
it's going to be gorgeous.
Oh, all right. That's it. Take care of yourselves this week, okay? And God willing, we're all back at it next time on the Jim Reith Show Unleashed podcast.